Hey, you can be your own bank and take your time while you're learning it.
Where you about to be is not where you reside currently.
We gon' teach you how to compound it while you're earning it. It's that new type. That new king currency. Hey, first of all, let me tell you about the business. Mr. 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, he the one that had the vision. Educate and impact at least 2 million. Now it's 4 years later and we still on the mission. Yeah, we talking 2 million families.
Shifting their perspective mentally and financially.
How many of y'all like being broke?
Never mind, don't answer me.
If money is your problem, then actually we got the answer key.
1 minute to live. 1 minute for going live. 1 minute.
Dying for coming out with the strategy.
I ain't saying it's easy, cause focus is something you have to be. It ain't no better feeling than setting your own salary.
And you can
Be your own bank and take your time while you're learning it.
where you about to be is not where you reside currently.
We gon' teach you how to compound it while you're earning it. It's that new type of money. That's a different type of currency. You can be your own bank and take your time while you're learning it. Where you about to be is not where you reside currently.
We're live in 30 seconds.
You ain't gonna let nothing stop you. We're gonna listen to this music for a minute.
Live in 10. Live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
We ain't capping.
Oh,
We
we're live.
y'all, we gotta ride in this song. Y'all better, what's the website? BYOB.com. Hey, hey. We're gonna listen to this one more minute. It's that new type of money. Welcome, 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 family and friends. We're gonna let this ride out one more until the end. Hey, I thought it was till the end. I lied to you. I lied. No, we're gonna listen to it till the end. There we go. There we go. Why you earn it? It's not where you reside currently. All right. Currency. Hey, kingdom currency. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I gotta clap. This is about to get real. Welcome, 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 family and friends. Listen, welcome, welcome, welcome to Hidden in Plain Sight. Welcome to Bridging the Gap. I do want to say thank you, Rejoice 904. We are doing the thing, doing the thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are reaching the world, families all around. So welcome. If you're listening to us, whether you listen to us on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, or wherever else you hear us from other than Rejoice 904, you are in for a treat. We have an amazing, fantabulous automaleficist. Yes, I just made that word, automaleficist. I don't even know how I came up with that, but I did. But we are going to have that type of day. We're going to empower you, shift your mindset. And just like New Type of Money says, shift your perspective mentally and financially, because they do go together, family and friends. Who am I? You should already know, but just in case you're just tuning in, you're like, who is this chick with all of this flavor? My name is 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. I'm your favorite TV radio personality, empowerment influencer, globally known as the Wealth Connector. What does that mean? It sounds just what it means, the Wealth Connector, right? I am a part of the Be Your Own Bank movement, which is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And I'm also the BYOB visionary for the Mob Squads, aka Millennials Owning Banks. Yes, that's us. Y'all know us, the 90s babies and the mid 80s babies. That's us, right? Yes. Millennials owning banks. So we are shifting the trajectory. So once again, Be Your Own Bank movement, the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And we are actually impacting over 2 million families. Over, I didn't say under, I said over 2 million families, educating, impacting, and empowering for them to live life on the other side of money and on their own terms, the way we all desire and deserve. So we have an amazing topic today. So the topic is, listen, let me lean in closer. There is nothing wrong with the economy. Absolutely nothing. And then the subtopic is, where's the money at? Where's the money going? What's going on? So we're really going to touch on that. So before we go any further, I'm going to let this amazing premier type of man, high scale, God has given him such a gift to empower others. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to get to the topic and share those things that you need to hear so you can take action today.
What's up, you guys? My name is Genesis Patton, and I'm one of the educators here on the BYOB platform. I'm a member of the Mod Squad with Miss 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, and I'm also the leader of our initiative for veterans we know as Boots to Banks, right? Where we really want to reach out and specifically reach those that have are currently or have served our country. Outside of that, you guys, I'm just an educator that has an eye for what we call market structure. It's really where we apply the strategy and then get into a deeper understanding of it so that you guys can really get into building wealth. And what I really love about the space that we're on right now is that I talk about it all the time, is that currency exchange is not just about the charts, you guys. It's not just about the charts. Currency exchange, Forex as we know it, involves a lot about the mindset, the wealth principles, how we think about money, how we think about ourselves, a lot of topics that surround the things that we really can't get into when you usually used to hearing my voice on the 9 a.m. live market analysis or on the 9 p.m. on Thursday evenings. And so I really enjoy this space because we get to get into these conversations. And for one, I appreciate everyone for attendance, and I'm honored to be a part of such a platform and such a movement, you guys. I really look forward to getting into this conversation, and I'll give it back to you, Miss Monet.
Thank you very much. The man is the bomb. Listen, that 9 a.m. call and any training call he is on, make sure you tune in because his best interest is for you to win. And anyone who listens to Genesis, they win. So 9 a.m., you heard him. You better get on the call. So family and friends, before we go any further and talk about this amazing, fantabulous topic, how do you get in contact with us? Well, we have our own BYOB movement app. APP. Yes, we have our app for anyone who wants to get it. That means you can go to your Play Store, your Google Store, your Apple Store, and go ahead and download the BYOB Movement app so you can be in the know-how, so you can have exclusive access to all that we are giving out, all that we are sharing, and all the empowerment that's going all over the world globally. Yeah, that means you need to come get you some of this, right? So download the app, get exclusive access to BYOB Radio, our merch, get the books. Yes, BYOB has a book. I had it over here, but I'll act like I'm holding it. Get the book. Hidden in plain sight. Why? Because what we do is we remove here's the book. We remove financial blinders. For too long, we have been blinded by things that have been hidden in plain sight. But guess what? We're removing it. We're removing it so you don't. So you're always at an advantage, rather. So I'm excited about that as well, family and friends. Genesis is doing. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm gonna do what he's doing.
It was the Usher thing. Now watch this. Watch
this. Right. I'm definitely gonna do a video about that. I'm definitely gonna kill it with that. But as well, listen, we are on the move. Listen, we have events all over the world, and you need to make sure that you're at. Hold on. Did I say that you should? No. Did I say that it's a choice? No. Make sure you're at one of our events. We do it once a month to empower you. We're empowered. We're trying to give you all of this love and profit. That's what we're trying to do. It don't make sense for us to have it all, right? So yes, our events. We have an event upcoming this month. Flyers about to go out, but understand, stay connected because listen, when we move, we move, and our momentum is so contagious. And you want to catch this, catch this BYOB, yes. So family and friends as well, we do have our own at the BYOB movement. We're the only minority owned and operated organization that has their own cryptocurrency token. Yes, that is Kingdom Currency, a token with a purpose. Yes, what is that purpose? I'm glad you asked. That purpose is to profit. What? Yes, profit for yourself, as well as because you're the kind, loving, caring, committed person who cares about the economy, your family, your friends, your neighbors, and the community. Guess what? We have set it up while simultaneously you're walking in profit, that you are helping others. Who? That's our veterans. Boots to Banks, Genesis. That is our veterans. HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, as well as ministries, nonprofits, and affordable housing, aka green energy. That's at kingdomcurrency.exchange. And guess what? It's attached to the app. So you have no reason to not get the app, right? So as well, BeYourOwnBankMovement.com. Go ahead and reach us on Be Your Own Bank Movement or 833-777-BYOB. So we're about to go ahead and get in this awesome, amazing topic. So I've heard so many people say that there's something wrong with the economy, and the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And I guess at one time, I won't say that I necessarily thought like that, but I more so thought that, when things go wrong in the economy, that I had to suffer. I want to say that I had to suffer. I wasn't thinking the rich got rich and the poor got poor. I just know when something goes wrong in the economy, that means it's not going to go good for me. And I'm so glad that I joined this movement called the Be Your Own Bank movement that shifted that mindset, right? Because now I understand there's nothing wrong with the economy. And so this is what we're going to illustrate to you. Why there's nothing wrong? Last week, we have in Jacksonville, Florida, that's where I'm located. We have it's our Veterans Memorial. We have this football team that doesn't win a lot, but they make more money than the average person. Matter of fact, more than doctors and stuff. They don't win. They can sit on the bench and make more money. I'm sorry to throw the shade, but it's true. They make more money than 3 families put together on average, right? But we have a Veterans Memorial, and we have what is called TIAA Stadium, or TIIA, whatever. And this is where we have events at, right? And every weekend, I'm talking about Chris Breezy. If you know who Chris Brown is, Erykah Badu, who's coming? Keith Urban's coming this weekend, right? If you like you some country, right? Who else came on last week? Her, or HER. I love her music. I love her music. I said that. Yes, I did. But I love her musical style. But what I'm saying is, it was packed. But the gas is high. These places were packed. Right. We got to lean forward. But inflation, the bread cost more. The bread was $1. Now the bread is almost $2. But it was packed. And so this weekend, you know who's coming? One of my, God doesn't deliver me, but anyways, one of my favorite rappers, and his name is, he goes by Dwayne Carter to some, but you may know him as Little, let me get proper, Little Wayne, Wheezy, Tucci. He's going to be here. And you know what? What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be full. People are going to go and they're going to get the dresses. They'll get the outfit, they're gonna get the hair done and the nails did, and dude's gonna have the nice swag and the suits. Everyone's gonna be buying drinks, because in these facilities, you can't just bring your own stuff, right? So what am I really saying? People still gonna go home with the same problems, but they're gonna go get entertained for a temporary pleasure and then go home and cry, the same cry. The tears are still gonna flow. They're still gonna be in the same financial situation. You guess what? Tucci good. Lil Wayne good, because you know what? He's making money work for him. You know how? Because everyone's coming to see him in one building. He's one person, and people all over the world are going to go from hotel to hotel, staying here, leaving early ahead of time to see Lil Wayne for a few hours. Tickets $100, $200, $300, then the VIP, then the drink. So what am I saying? There's nothing wrong with the economy. Where is the money going? Does the money stop? No. You know why? You know how the money didn't stop? If the money was stopping and there was something wrong with the economy, he wouldn't be able to book a show. Neither would Keith Urban, Randy Travis, Mariah Carey, Erykah Badu. They wouldn't be able to book. So what does that mean? There's nothing wrong with the economy, and the money's not stopping. It's how are you learning to handle the money? What skill sets are you learning to, if you do want to go enjoy those events, what are you doing to make sure that you're compounding back in, that is flowing back in your life, because you don't want more money to go out than it comes in. So I just wanted to state that for you. But yeah, I did want to see Lil Wayne, but Lord said no. But anyways, go ahead.
That's all right. We're just gonna sit there and watch you in your misery here. That's why you ride over that. If it's okay, it's like you said. There is nothing wrong with the economy. I don't know if you guys can see me, but it's like when she's talking about these events being packed out, it makes you throw that emoji face. That you know they throw you got fucking Fox and CNN, all those kind of emotional news sources. They would have you believe that you should throw your hands in the air. All is like the ceiling's falling, all type of bad stuff is going on as I run for the hills. But you guys, it's nothing of the sort. We've actually talked about this since about it's been a couple of weeks since we've mentioned it. But you know, that term recession is very clearly defined as a temporary cease in growth, right? It doesn't say anything about the bottoms falling out. It doesn't mean that we're going into a depression or anything like that. It's a temporary slow or halt to growth. Okay, temporary being that key word. You know, and it's in these times, like we've said before, that you know this is almost what natural selection looks like nowadays. You know, we're not running through fields barefooted, you know, chasing after each other and things that, you know, Neanderthals and all that did. Nowadays, we are trying to survive in a capitalist society. Okay. And it's these times that make or break people. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's always going to be, no matter what political system your country has, or, you know, what you identify with or anything like that. There's always going to be a poor. There's always going to be or there's going to be a rich. There's always going to be a poor. There's always going to be that middle group of that middle class, right? It's always going to fall into these lines. And the question is do you have to stay in these positions? Are you so subject to this status that you would believe that you're in? Because for those people that live with those rich mindsets, those are grinding right now, that never stop putting in effort, no matter what was going on in the news. This is the time where millionaires are made, as a matter of fact. You know, when you have supply and demand going back and forth, and you find those places in the market where you enter in with whatever avenue it is for your business. Now is the time, you know, where you find that nice mix in between. You know, if all was in ruin, you know, we still wouldn't be having these meetings up in DC and all these other places, all these reports that come out. You guys, we look at these charts on a daily basis, and each one of these candles, no matter how big or how small you zoom in and all that, they still represent trillions of dollars of activity. The money's still flowing. The question is just where does it fall into? Where does the pattern? Where is the trend? Where is the real growth? What is going to carry us through this? You know, there's a reason why, you know, we have the S&P, that kind of like measures the manufacturing index. You have the NASDAQ, which is kind of like our technology sector, the top 100 performing companies of such, the S&P being the top 500. And then you have the Dow Jones, the top 30 performing of all industries across the board. One of these players falls from the list, another one takes it up. This is that selection that I'm talking about. It is up for grabs, just as it was yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. The only way you fall into a depression or you actually feel that recession is if you're sitting here, woe is me, recession. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the gas station and they're talking about, oh, you know, there's a recession going on. What you doing about it other than complaining about it in the line to a random stranger that ain't got nothing to do with you? Like, you're wasting so much effort. You could be out there, instead of buying them Twinkies and stuff, and then all that junk food is going to kill your energy. And you go out there and you really start getting on your grind and getting on your hustle. How do you upsell yourself in these times? How is it that you compound on your talents in these times? What is it that you do to not get stuck in the normalcy of so many people that are going to get swept up by this activity? Because none of us want to accept accountability in these situations. There's nothing wrong with the economy. The economy is doing what the economy does. We call it market structure when we're looking on the charts, but when you apply it to like the actual broader picture of the market, it's going to have its ups, it's going to have its downs, you guys. It's going to have these things, but it's all about what you're doing in the meantime. You know what I mean? Are you constantly job hopping because you can't find that one place? Are you studying for a skill set that's going to take you away from that job that you claim to hate, but you do nothing to get away from? Are you going to keep on just spending toxic hours watching TV, drinking and doing other mindless stuff? You guys, we live on this planet for a purpose, right? It's not to be comfortable. You know, the word said it a long time ago, right there in the beginning, that comfort was never in our picture, right? So if you're living lavish and nothing's ever going wrong for you, you just having people feed you grapes and stuff, then something's probably wrong, because that's not how the flesh is designed to live. You ever had like a hard day's work, and it may be in like the worst day you thought you ever had, but you came home and you felt satisfied, you felt good from the efforts that you championed through all day. These are what our genetic makeup. These are the things that we have to seek after in life. We can't just sit here and wander through life, be subject to the wind day by day, keep on complaining and never do anything about it. If you, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stop with that thought, Miss Monet. I'll pass it back to you before I go.
It's like that. I get it. I feel the passion. It's like that. Just something you pointed out, and I'm gonna read something to our family and friends. So I know Genesis is saying some words, and y'all like, what is he talking about? This is what empowerment is. You know what he's saying these words? Why? Because he got on the call, he plugged in, and he plugged in 100% of the time. Therefore, he got 100% of the information, which allows him to walk in 100% of the profit that he wants to get. As well, he's empowered with a skill set that is recession proof. That is when the milk goes up and the can y'all hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that when the milk goes up and the bread goes up and inflation is set upon us, that it may be aggravating, but it's not a cancellation of I have to change my entire lifestyle. You know, so I want to point out something he was talking about also. So what am I saying? Get on the calls. BYOB download the app and get access to our, our training calls, our the calls where we have training, our live profit calls. Get on there, connect with one of us so we can show you how to live and be free. Run free as the wind blows. Yes, that's what we want you to do. And so something else that he pointed out, and then I'm gonna read something now. I did write down, I'm gonna have to talk about this. You did write, you claim to hate your job. Well, you didn't write, I wrote it. You claim to hate your job. And then I went a little additionally on that. You claim to hate your job, but you live in defeat and do nothing to get away with it. I'm definitely going to do a video on that, because that you pointed out something. It's very sad, but it's very true and real. And that's something that can be overcome. And you said the economy does what the economy does. If the economy does what it's designed to do, that means you have to do what you're designed to do, and that is live a life of abundance, not live a life of stress, worry, and lack. Live in prosperity. And those are like cuss words to some people because they don't see a lot of people doing that. Well, you know what? There are plenty of people doing it. They're just not in your circle. And that's why you don't know better. So you have people like Alicia Monet and Genesis and Tasha Dyer and then Mr. Gerald D. Rogers. You have these trade whisperers, visionaries, people pouring into you for you to win. All you got to do is, excuse me, circle. I'm going to step out over here and I'm going to expand my circle so that I can walk in my purpose. So I just wanted to drop that. So I want to read this to you. So this is Time Magazine. Let me cite my source. I said Time Magazine. That is my source of information. So in Time Magazine, it says something Genesis said. It says, while the news per se is hardly to blame for any issues, the tenor of certain highlights where the mood is an agitator. So what you were saying, when it's emotional, they highlight things that cause responses or reactions, right? Now, people who respond are quite wiser than people who react, because when you respond, you usually make a sound decision, you take time, you process. But if you react, anything goes. It's on and popping, right? It's whatever. So just wanted to point that out. So also in Time Magazine, this is when it's about to get real. It says inflation hits those with the least the most. Wait a minute, does that make sense? Inflation hits those with the least the most. So if you're barely scrimping by, meaning having to pay $10 or $20 more for a full tank of gas, and another $5 to $10 every time you buy food, you will be living in a serious challenge. You will have a serious challenge to survive. So let's talk about that. How can you overcome that? Well, this is where skill sets like what the BYOB movement inhabits and shares and empowers people. This is where it comes in handy, because you shouldn't live a life where you're scared to pump gas, where you have to do the quick draw. Or I've seen somebody on a Facebook advertisement sit down and said, I might as well get my money worth. And he sat down at the gas station and pulled out a chair to watch the little commercials on the gas pump so he could get his money's worth, right? And it's funny, but people like they're laughing through their pain. That's what that is. They're making fun of their pain and not doing anything about it. And what happens? You're always going to have that nagging pain. You ever had an aggravating headache or a sore tooth and you've never done nothing about it? You know you need to go to the doctor. You know you need to go get whatever that ailment is fixed, but you'll just deal with it and you cry in pain and you get frustrated and you get aggravated. But I know I need to do something, but I don't. And then what happens? It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So you have no choice. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't put yourself, been there, done that plenty of times. So I just wanted to put that right there. I'm gonna hand it back to you, Genesis.
It is very much so that dull pain that's going to continue to ache and 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 ache. It's not going to stop. Unless you're ready to change your attitude about where you're at in general, and it doesn't seem that way. You know what I mean? Then you're going to have to very really do something about it. This humor that we speak to, we get so depressed about the situations we're in. We find them funny. We find comfort in these areas. You get stuck in these jobs and around the people, you get comfortable in complaining. When you go home, you sit here and think about that same speech and language that you used on the job. Oh, I hate this. Oh, they're always doing this. Oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and so on and so forth. And we always complain about wages. We complain about there's so much, you guys. But what it literally is right now is it's time to get unmad. It's time to do something about what we got going on here. All right. And when we're talking BYOB, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about reviving hope. We're talking about renewing your mindset. We're talking about reaching for your goals. Finally, you don't have to. For my veterans, you don't have to wait 6-9 weeks for some waiver for your GI Bill and get with counselors and all type of other stuff. For my civilians, you don't have to take night classes and do crazy things like take third jobs. Like that's wild. I get it all the time. So, oh, I couldn't do that, or I'm not a computer guy or something. It's like you a third job guy or something. That's hey mate.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna say that from now on. You a third job guy.
For real. People will, I see it so often. I know it's a common scenario around the world, for people that are listening right now. All of you guys either know a parent, a relative, or a friend that has either had or has maintains 2-3 jobs, goes to school, does all this stuff, but then at the end of the day would think something like what we do impossible. And you guys, I'm telling you, it's not. I had no special crash course that took me off of the tower. Nothing that no extra fee that I paid to get this special knowledge that gave me confidence when I had to walk away from my employment. You guys, none of that. All I had was time that I invested in myself. We literally have like a collegiate course laid up for you guys. Like, I've never been to college, but I know a bunch of you fools wasted your money. I don't know what philosophy and half of you guys ain't never going to be psychiatrists, therapists. Y'all need some therapy if y'all thought that was going to work out. I don't mean to. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. All right, everybody's.
You're telling the truth. That's half of them are not. Let's be real. They're not. I'm sorry to jump in, but they're not. So, and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. And so, like I said, we have this course that is the equivalent of that information. You spend hours in high school and in college dancing around information that you actually needed and not really learning anything from. And here we have a course of videos in our YouTube playlist. We're on calls 5 a.m., 9 a.m. We've got TBX on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 6 a.m. We've got empowerment calls. We've got the market talks in the evenings, you guys. We have so much access for you. This is literally like a collegiate course for you guys. And this time it's just up to you, right? Whereas you went into a college before, a brick and mortar building, and you had some professor and all your friends peer pressuring you to pay attention and succeed or whatever. No, this time it's on you. You get off work. Are you thinking about BYOB on your way home? Are you considering what video you're going to watch during your lunch? Are you thinking about what you went through while you're at work, like over the charts? Like, do you think about the economic news? Are you, because we're here for a specific skill set. You could have gone anywhere else to do personal development with Mighty Joe Young somewhere else, but we're talking BYOB. We are empowering families. We are educating people, and we are literally trying to make this the largest financial empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And right now that may seem small to you, but when you get into the charts and you start profiting in your MetaTrader 4, that light bulb is going to click. And you're like, man, I see what they were talking about. The ability to create income from seemingly nothing. At first, it could almost seem like you're like something's wrong, like it's too good to be true. But I promise you guys, we're not in here gambling. We're not in here just throwing money into the market. We have a clear strategy that has been back tested and copywritten and recorded for more than 4 years now. You guys can watch me at 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday and watch all type of market structure happen all over that chart. I'm telling you guys, this documented evidence of potential here. Now I say potential because it's on you. We can put you in the position. We can give you all the keys, but I can't make that horse drink that water. You feel me? You got to get out there and put your head in and get that H2O up out yourself. Because this is the part of the process we're at now. It's like I said, we have to get unmad about whatever's happening on, your personal situation. I got you. I'm sorry. Hey, life is not fair. Your work situation, you gonna keep on making your boss rich, or are you gonna gain wealth? We have to get out of our feelings, away from what's happening in those emotional sources of news. Dive into the skill set, dive into the mindset, dive into the community and these principles we talk about, and elevate from there. And I'll give it back to you, Miss Monet, before I steal it away.
Yeah, steal away. It don't bother me any. I want to, what you were speaking about earlier, what you spoke about before. I've seen this where you said that you have that one person in your family, that person that Go and works 2, 3 jobs, goes to school, takes care of the kids, cooks, you know, that caregiver for the family. And then when you tell them about economic,
have
go ahead.
superpowers. Me, I just had to put that out there. So you talk about some of you women out there that can't do what or not. I think y'all got superpowers the way that y'all do. And I'll give it back. I just had to add that.
Absolutely. We do got superpowers, you know. But you're right. But just like you said, so we walk in our superpower, our super anointing, and are able to multitask and execute so many things and actually achieve them. And then when it comes to fighting for your freedom and making it easier on yourself by taking time to learn a skill set that'll set you free, that's too hard. That doesn't make sense. It's a scam. I don't have the time. But right. Right. So you say you don't, but you've been doing this majority of your life. You are an overcomer. You are more than a conqueror. But fighting for your freedom, it just doesn't make sense. So I want to talk about there was a woman I shared this movement with. She used to go to I used to fellowship with her, one of my older church I used to go to. And she ran this organization for battered women, you know, domestic violence, things of that nature. It's part of her story, right? And she's going to school, doing all of these things. And so I shared this with her. And so, you know, she watched trainings by amazing people like Genesis and the Pimp Master and all of the other awesome educators that were on during the duration she was looking. And she wanted to do it. She really did, but just couldn't. You know, eventually, maybe a week or so later, she said, I'm just scared. And she was a minister. And it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, you're ministering to people. You are helping women get out of situations that could end their life. How do you fund that? How do you have the time? I don't have the time. Exactly. So you're not scared to look to free women. I imagine, and then let me back up. A lot of times women and some men stay in domestic violence situations because they don't have the money. Imagine you being able to empower them mentally and emotionally and financially. Because we understand, and to me, that meant she understood that it was bigger than her. But what scared her the most was freedom. Whew. What scared me the most was learning something, taking the time to learn something that I can get free and help the people I want to get free. And so this is where that spirit of fear, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. We all have things that try to knock us down, or things that, you know, are scary to us at times. I've done it, but this is why we have to renew. There's this Bible verse in this book called the Bible. And it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I think it's Romans, whatever. Go look it up, because you should, when someone gives a Bible verse, anyways, you should go look it up just to make sure they're telling the truth, right? But it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so me and my son were talking about this. And he was just saying, you know, Mom, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, I used to think like this, and I don't think like this anymore. I said, oh, you renewed your mind. You went through a transformative state. And I said, and it didn't just happen in a day. You know what? You consistently renewed your mind, because you can't just do it one day, right? And that Bible verse is so, even if you didn't believe, and yes, I'm converting you over here, but even if you didn't believe, it just makes sense. You can't transform unless you do this in renewing. You have to do it, renewable energy. You know, you have to do it over and over. You can't do it once, because it's not going to last. You don't renew one day and it rolls over to the rest of your life. Because if it was like that, a lot of us would be where we wanted to be, and it's not. So this is a good chance to renew your mind and don't walk in that fear. There is nothing wrong with the economy. It's what are you doing with your money? Who are you attached to? The money's not stopping because your bank ain't closed. Your bank isn't closed. People still going out to events. They're still going to parties. They're still having crab boils here in the South. They're still partying. I seen a high school thing. Someone from my high school is having a bash for her new business. Hundreds of people are going, not knocking her, but if there's something wrong with the economy, they wouldn't be going. If there was something wrong with, if the money was stopping, they wouldn't be going, right? So it's you. I say it, it's you. What are you doing with your money? Who are you attaching yourself to? You know, there's a movement that shifts perspectives mentally and financially and wants you to win, but you got to want to win. You have to want to win and understand that every time you push the gas in the gas tank, you put it in the gas tank. If it frustrates you and makes you upset, you got to do something. You have to join this movement and learn this skill set. Every time that there isn't enough food in the house and you got to go to the food bank, or you feel overwhelmed because you have to purchase less with more, you have to learn this skill set. Once again, inflation is hurting the least the most. That's a mic drop right there. You don't have enough and you hurt the most. Man, Genesis, go. I'm throwing it to you, Genesis.
Oh,
there we go.
What we're going to do is we're going to address this fear head on with that word that's right there on your wall, mindset. It's very important to us here at the BYOB movement. We're not just here to teach you how to make money. That's like a by the way, you know what I mean? We're here to transform your understanding about money, your understanding about yourself. You know, we're not necessarily therapists, we're not financial advisors, but we are vessels. All right. And the blessings that we've been bestowed upon were just too great for us. Right. And I want you to understand that when we talk about getting rid of that fear, everything that you're experiencing right now is all overflow. All right. Now, what I want you to do really quickly is get in line with this thought. OK, I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All of my trades end in profit. I am 777. Okay. Beyond that, I want you to take that with you and carry that with you. That's what we call an affirmation, right? We're going to directly start speaking differently to our situation, because it's just like New Type of Money said in the song. It's not about where you're at. It's where you're about to be. Okay. I've even said that to myself plenty of times in life. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. You can pick up today and then move forward in this empowerment. You take on this skill set today, you have been empowered. All right. Now, if you don't take it, you've just been impacted. You just sitting here watching the video. I appreciate you tuning in, but we're not here just for the impact. We're here for the empowerment as well. Right. Like I said, we're coming for your mindset, and we're talking about these wealth principles, like this conversation that we're having today. We're addressing that fear. We're making ourselves accountable for it, and we're going to start knocking that out today. All right. Starting with those affirmations, right? We encourage you to get into reading. We encourage you to get into prayer. We encourage you to get into personal development, right? We encourage you to get into the community of like-minded individuals. If you got a bunch of people in your circle that would have you hear no, then come on, join the squad. We got yeses all day. We got a bunch of crazy people just like you down there in this big old movement we call BYOB. You know, you ain't got the friends around you. Hey, the Lord made a way today. 2022, I can reach you through the screen and we can be, you know, the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? We are still brothers and sisters in Christ. And like Miss Monet said, I'm here to give you this passion, to give you everything. Imagine being that person that said, man, I did this. You can do this too. Imagine being that person, because that's what BYOB is. This isn't some elaborate build some team on some principles you kind of don't even understand for something you really don't even support. This isn't, hey, stock some storage unit with a bunch of stuff and then get other people to sell it for you. This isn't, hey, sell marketing space. No, this is none of that. My trades have nothing to do with your account balance. Your trades have nothing to do with my account balance. The only thing we are interlinked between is this community that we have, is education, this passion, where we're just delivering all this information to you guys. Like I said, just imagine, because that's exactly what this testimony you're seeing living right here. If I can do this, you can do this as well. Don't let the fancy words, the fast typing and the clicking on the screens fool you. All right. I'm just the next fool, just like anyone else. All right. Flesh and, really hairy, apparently. Doggone, nobody's special. If I can do this, you can do this too. And imagine being that person. If you have a place in your heart for your community, people around you struggling, you hate to hear what people are going through, just imagine what you can do by learning this skill set and then delivering that to your sphere of influence, right? These people that know you, know your story, know your testimony, and can watch you grow, watch the change happen. Before your bank account ever changes, your mind's going to change, and people are going to see that right off the bat. The first trade that I had that I got excited about was so small. There was no literal reason why I should have been excited about it. But it wasn't about the dollar amount that I made off of that trade. It was about what had happened, right? I've had this theory that if I can create $10,000, I can create 100,000. If I can create 100,000, I can create 2 million. If I can create 2 million, I can create 50 million. If I can create 50, it's all wash, rinse, repeat process. If I can do this with $1, I can make it 10. If I can do it with 10, I can make it into 1,000. If I can do it with 1,000, I can make it into 10,000. All right, you guys, it's about what happened. I didn't have to lift no extra steel because, like you guys know my story, I was climbing towers, I was in hotels. That's where I learned this at. I didn't go to some certification center. I didn't have to apply for some course or class to, take work off for it. I know I learned this in a hotel between the hours of 3 and 7 a.m. and then after work, whenever that came, and you might as well roll a dice and tell you the frequency in which I had time available to me. It wasn't when I had time, it was when I made time. It wasn't when I come to a crossroads, when a crossroads came to me. This was just where I was at in life, and the Lord asked me if I was going to lean on him or not, and here I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, the empowerment that there is by obtaining this skill set. This is the equivalent to being like, for those of you guys that want to inspire the next generation, just like we need plumbers out there, just like we need electricians out there, we need traders out there, especially in a specific community, the community that is the minority, because we don't have a wealth of people that are just out here day trading and talking financial wealth and abundance principles or anything like that. And you could be the change that we all seek. You could be the epicenter. I'm telling you, it's like even with the expos that we have coming up, the way that space is growing. It's not just if we affect one family, we affect 50 people, right? If we can get a husband and a wife pair to understand this, to really learn and ingrain this on them, then surely they have friends. Surely their friends have friends. And we're not even talking about building networks of people. We're just talking about having conversation. We're talking about explaining that glow. It's like, bro, what are you happy for? Gas is $5. Get out my face with that. Nah, bro, what you talking about? Happy Monday, bro. We're about to make some money. Hey, bro, I ain't got time for Saturday. I got to rest. I got to study. I can't wait for Monday because I ain't making no money on Saturday. We're not out there washing cars, selling plates. We're not doing nothing else like that. We're putting work. We're putting our work where our mouth is. You walk in faith. If you talk about faith, we're walking in it now. What you don't know, you didn't know. I can't blame you for that. But now you're accountable. All right, now you're accountable. Miss Monet.
Man, that was a mic drop, Genesis. Man, I'm done. We done. Get out of here. No, that was good. I don't even know what I was going to say anymore. I was captivated because it was just the realness, the rawness, right? You don't have an excuse now that you know. You don't. That's it. Um, Weekdays don't bother me. It's just I forget what the weekdays are. To be honest, I really, I mean, I know we get on the calls, but it's like, oh, today's Tuesday. It doesn't bother me. I don't dread Mondays, and
Yeah,
I don't look forward to Fridays.
we love, like, we can do what we're doing with such ease because it's so easy to love what we're doing. You know what I mean? So easy to love what we're doing nowadays. Like I'm not sitting here with the earplugs in my phone in some factory or on some job site or something like that. I'm kicking it with Miss Monet. I'm having conversations with the trade whisperer. I'm showing my kids my charts. I'm empowering young people. You know what I mean? Doing all type of dope stuff. I'm sitting here at home able to experience my family. This is my workspace. You know what I'm saying? This is like the quality of life. You know what I mean? No matter what dollar amount you're putting on that, just the things I'm able to experience. Whereas if I had to go back on the road today, like for whatever reason, you guys, like, I don't even know if I could live with myself. I would be worse off than I was when I left the road. You know, as much as I dream about and remember those good times and the views and all those, you know, satisfying days, you know, the things that I'm able to experience nowadays, even though it's just like the giggle of a small child, my fluffy dog, you know, helping out people that, you know, have no one else. You know what I'm saying? I don't just get to be a voice on a Zoom or on a YouTube. You know, when people in my direct circle need help, you know, young men that need help, I can be there. You know, it's not like, oh man, I wish I could do that for you, but come Tuesday, I'm gonna be in Virginia, and I'm gonna have to leave you with the old lady. And I ain't got to do none of that no more. I can strive to walk in my purpose. You know, really get not just satisfaction from a job, but fulfillment.
Man, this is. I'm done again. I'm done. No, this is awesome. Oh, and I really like what you said about the people who like have a heartbeat to help people. Look at how many of them want to but can't. I have run into so many people that wanna, but the woman, what the woman was doing, open the shelter for abused women, or open a place to put children or the homeless, or just a safe space. Like one of the things that I'm going to do is, I want to open like, it's not going to be a halfway house, but I want to open something, and that's something in the works. I'm positioning myself also. I'm positioning myself. But I want y'all to hear that word again, positioning myself and taking action, right? Um, I have a heartbeat for kids. I have a heartbeat for kids hearing unadulterated, what is it? The unadulterated word, right? As in the questions that I had, nobody was answering. So I wanted to have a safe place where if they don't have a home, it could be like a Christian camp, right? But they can live life or teach them life skills, right? Instead of just, go out and go to work. No, if you want to, let them, show them how to learn the skill set, empower them. There's so many kids crying out. There's so many kids who want to be adopted that aren't, So that's my heartbeat, is to let them know that people, you don't have to have anybody related to you to care about you. That's the environment I grew up in. The people who adopted me, I'm not related to them. But I've seen, there's no greater love than God's, right? There's no greater love, but that opened up something in me, and now I can love any. I love you. I don't even know. I don't care if I don't know you. I'm just love you automatically, right? I don't care if you don't love me back. That's cool. But the point is that we can empower other people, and if we can shift that, the majority can't help the minority is trying to help the majority, and shift that. We can really shift that by being empowering and then showing them these transferable skills. Or, like you said, if there are young men that need Genesis help, right? Genesis isn't backed up with all of this stuff to do. Like now, you're like, I can, like, hey, come on over, come on, let's go. I've had teens call me and consider doing different things in life, and I drove and had lunch with them and picked them up from certain circumstances and situations. But if I was at work, it would be impossible. It just would be impossible. If I'm at a desk, I'm sorry, it would be impossible. And so I know that, like what you said, Genesis, most people do not like their job and will stay there. So that means that you're that type of person, that I'm speaking to those, that type of person who don't want to be there and understand that they have a bigger purpose and passion, and you will not get fulfilled if you don't walk in it. It won't happen. You will always hunger for more. There's nothing you can do about it until you do something about it, right? And you have to go and obtain that wealth. Those kids that you want to help, that ministry, your friends, your neighbors, they got to see somebody walking in it. If everybody's just walking in zombie land and not doing nothing, everyone's going to be a zombie. So it's time to wake up. You know, I'll be speaking about zombies a lot. Side note, y'all know I love me some zombie films. So that's why we're talking about zombies a lot. But anyways, it's just time for us to wake up. There's nothing wrong with the economy. The money isn't stopping. It isn't. Look out your window. People still going to basketball playoffs. When the football season comes, playoffs, basketball, soccer, whatever, entertaining, anything entertaining, when there is a season, the seats will not be empty. Unless your team just really, but anyways, the seats will not be empty. They won't be. People will support teams who suck and still be broke. This is true. They will support teams who, one thing Mr. Rogers said one time when he was at an event here, I have to speak about them again. Our Jaguars in Jacksonville, Florida, they are not the best. But he said, people loyal to people who don't win and still be broke. I ain't that loyal. Listen, I'm not that loyal. No, I'm just playing. I don't really care about football like that. So it don't matter to me. Whatever, go Jaguars or whoever, whatever. But they still make more money than most people, you know, like let's talk about it, like first responders, you know. Let's talk about that real quick. Let me slide that before, while we got these few minutes left. I want y'all to pay attention how much we focus on entertainment as opposed to real life. A football player, a basketball player, a soccer player, a what are they called? A baseball player make millions of dollars doing something they love. A doctor. The people who rush to save people's lives. Let's talk about a firefighter. Let's talk about our military. The people who put their lives on the line will not make as much as a basketball player. Put LeBron James and put the chief of police together. There's a big significant difference.
Like y'all like them though. I just had to drop in because they know what I'm talking about.
What you said?
I was saying service members be spinning it like they play ball, and they know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, they sure do. I stay right, and then I stay right by I'm between like 3 bases, so everyone got the same type of car.
Hey, you guys. We seem to be having technical difficulties with Miss Monet, but just in line, you guys, it's like she says, the money's not stopping nowhere. You know, people are still building pools, still taking trips, vacations, all this, that, and the third. We've just really got to get into that motion with the skill set, right? Today is the day where you can hop on, get with somebody that can help you get enrolled into the process and start hopping on those calls, start getting to that education, you guys, because the exact way we have the strategy set up is for you guys to be able to jump into the market and be in a position directly to profit. You know, this is how it worked out for me. This is how I want it to work out for you guys. It's like Miss Monet said, the money's not stopping. It's just, what are you going to do about your part? You know, are you just going to depend on your employer to carry you through this season, or are you going to jump on the gun and really be advantageous about your future? It don't belong to nobody else except you, right? And so now is that time to take advantage of this skill set, right? If you're not great learning by yourself, get a study group together. You know what I'm saying? These calls are public. Like there's no hiding from nothing. We broadcast these calls on Facebook and on YouTube. And we just want as many people to be impacted by this that we possibly can have. That we possibly can have, you guys. But the moral of the story is that there's hope out there. We are in that position to profit with our strategy, and then especially when we get into these topic conversations about market structure, and then on. I know a lot of this may seem foreign to you guys now, but don't waste any more time. All right, join us. And being that today is Tuesday, don't forget tonight, you guys, we have our basics call. Don't as well forget to get you some of that kingdom currency out there. Head on down to kingdomcurrency.exchange. All right. And as well, tomorrow on our clubhouse space, we have our women's empowerment, you guys. So if you haven't done so yet, download that clubhouse app and get part of that conversation. We want to see you guys grow. We want to see you guys thrive. Don't forget, we have the 5 a.m. live market analysis, that 9 a.m. live market analysis. And being that today is this Power Pack Tuesday, I was trying to mention earlier, we have our basics call tonight. If there is ever a time for you, like ever a perfect call for you to get onto, it's going to be tonight, because we're going to be breaking it down from the basics of that all. All right, you guys. So again, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we open that clubhouse space. Here on Tuesday, Rejoice 904. You guys don't forget to get some of that kingdom currency, and keep your eyes out for our next expo. Like Miss Monet said, they're coming up once a month, and we've got events growing. Actually, we've got some new ones heading out there for you guys. So make sure you guys are staying tuned, because we are always live. All right, we love you guys, and we are out.
We're out of here. We're out of here.
Hey,
I'm back